Teacher Nikki here, ready to share with you about my southern green beans. My mom has always made green beans, and as a child, I never wanted to eat them, but my family loves them, and so this is a riff on her green beans. To get started, I'm going to slowly heat up my pan. I have 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. The thing that gives these green beans the extra flavor is that they have sauteed peppers and onions in them. The green beans get sauteed a little bit, and then everything gets cooked in chicken broth so that it can soak up additional flavor. Turning up my heat so we can get ready to saute, and I really do just have 1.5 cups of picked sweet frozen peppers and onions, just the blend of white onion, yellow peppers, red peppers, and green peppers. My oil looks a little shimmery, so I'll pour them in. The peppers and onions get about 2 minutes of saute time before I add in my bag of green beans. Now, even though southern green beans are an excellent side to have on Thanksgiving, they are one of the recipes that my family has often. At least once a week, I throw together these green beans because they go great with mashed potatoes. They go great with a rice dish. They're just a versatile side dish that my family loves. All right, we've had our 2 minutes of the vegetables sauteing on their own. Now we're gonna add in our bag of fine green beans. I like to use the fine green beans because they're a little bit thinner than some of the other beans I've seen, and they also already have the string removed, so I don't have to pick or clean the green beans, I just have to cook them. And the same thing, we're gonna let them saute for about 3 minutes before we add other ingredients. My green beans have been sauteing for about 3 or 4 minutes. Now it's time for me to add the seasonings that come together to make this a special dish. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt-free Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And we're going to give this all a nice stir. We're gonna give it about 2 more minutes to saute before we add our chicken broth and cover. We've sauteed everything together, and now we're going to add our chicken broth. This is 2 cups of regular chicken broth. I'm going to turn up my heat and turn on the boil function so that we can get a nice rolling boil. Then I will turn down the heat and let them simmer until most of the broth is evaporated. Cooking with an immersion burner is so amazing to see how quickly and efficiently heat can be conducted through. Like my pan is already boiling, and that was cold chicken broth or room temperature chicken broth that's already at a boil. Super. Now that we've had our green beans at a boil, I'm going to cover them up and let them cook so that they can soak up all of the chicken broth and seasonings that I added to my pot. Our green beans have sauteed for about 10 minutes. We're going to take the top off. We can see most of the chicken broth has evaporated or cooked down into the green beans. They are almost finished. The green beans are finished. I'm going to transfer them to their serving bowl. Have all the peppers, onions, and garlic all sauteed and simmered in the chicken broth. And have a little taste. Make sure I get a little bit of everything. Got my red pepper, my garlic, still a little hot. Really good. The salt-free Tony Chachere's gives it a little bit of extra flavor without really bringing any heat. And it also keeps our sodium just a little bit lower. Again, this is Southern green beans, a perfect addition to Thanksgiving or any day's meal.